Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Osu Taiko World Cup 2025. The quarterfinals is upon us. A lot of eliminations up ahead this week, and it is going to be absolutely spectacular, the matchups that we will have over the next 2 days. I am your commentator, vv24 and today, joining us in this matchup between the Netherlands and New Zealand is Youngin. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Hi. I got a new mic, so hopefully I'm finally allowed to let all of you guys hear my voice, because we watched my voice. I think my voice is a little bit too quiet. So hopefully that new mic is gonna bring a new energy. Yeah. And we definitely need some energy in this match between Netherlands and New Zealand, because it's very early for Netherlands right now. I think it's like 9 or 10 a.m. and against an Oceania team, you still need to wake up so early. I feel pain for the Dutchies.
Yeah, they have a very early matchup. On the other side of the coin, New Zealand, incredibly late. I think it is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You know, fairly late. So the hours between these two teams are quite spectacularly far apart. But what is not as far apart is the seeds. Netherlands, 17th seed, having a run of a time in this quarterfinals. They are going up against New Zealand, who is rolling a 92. Oh, okay. Sparks with a good roll for New Zealand. Yep, that was enough to beat Netherlands' roll. We didn't get to see it.
These two teams are actually pretty good on the HD modifiers. There are 2 HD players on New Zealand, which they can probably play HD1. And HD2, probably also 2 Hidden players. But instead, we're going to see Netherlands actually banning our Hidden 2, which is kind of surprising, because I do believe some HDN players on New Zealand probably will think that map is a little bit too quick for them. And instead, they need some players who are not as familiar with the mod to play the map. So I'm kind of surprised about that ban.
Yep, so, yeah, New Zealand thinking about it. And they decide to take out Hidden from the pool. Hidden fans, I'm sorry to say, but you're not getting a show today. Come back in a few hours for the next matchup. But for everyone else who doesn't, mind that Hidden is out of the pool, we have ourselves 6 Nomads, 2 Hard Rocks, 2 Double Time, and 2 Fremods. So, very exciting. Everyone hates Hidden. Yep.
Yeah, we probably will see some HD maps being in the free mods. I'm kind of surprised that Netherlands did not ban out the no mod instead, because I do believe New Zealand actually has some pretty good free man no mod roster. Usually we say about New Zealand team, they are more like a 2+1 team where Sparks and Satos plus third player on most of the maps, but I think because of how difficult this pool is, I think they're slowly transitioning to 1+2 team where Satos can play most of the maps, and IDK probably will come in as the second main player for the team, and Sparks will be keeping up as well as IDK. On Netherlands, they are a really well-performed early-stage team. However, I think this week's and no more pool would be slightly rough for them, so I'm kind of surprised that they did not ban out any no mod picks and instead let New Zealand to choose off the maps. And we're gonna see our first pick, and I think that's the best pick to suffix off. BB Diba. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, no, that's too many B's. I'm only happy with 1 B, and that's on my username. B for beat. But I can't. That's too many for me. But what is not too much for this matchup is tech. You guys love it. You guys see it. Nomad 2 been a very popular map choice over the last 2 weekends. Looks like it's maybe continuing, being the opening choice of the weekend for New Zealand. Now, keep in mind, this is a little bit different to what we've been seeing so far in the round of 16 and round of 32. Matches are best of 11. So, first to 6 is what you need to win. And both of these teams are in the loser bracket. So, if you lose, you're out of here. The winning team will be going on to face the winner of, I believe, Australia and France. I believe they're playing later tonight as well. So,
yeah, I think this is one of the
stuff.
This is one of the best picks that New Zealand could go for. I think this is one of the few maps they have 3 players on. IDK is actually pretty good at these sort of maps. And instead, Netherlands doesn't have like your usual 3-man roster lineup with GBG, Rightfall, and Cookie Tree, as Cookie Tree probably have some struggle on most of these no mod pools because of how many bursts and how many speed patterns it has, especially maps such as like no mod 2, no mod 3, and no mod 6, maybe possibly even no mod 4 that Cookie would have a slight struggle on. So I'm not surprised that New Zealand go for this first pick, but what I'm surprised with is actually Netherlands not banning on this map, because I think this is a really good New Zealand pick. But we will see if my prediction is correct, and we started at our first VTuber of, actually second VTuber of the tournament.
Yeah, so far everyone is holding up quite well in the opening bits, but Zedox, first player to pick up the mix. Very unfortunate trip up there. That is giving Netherlands an early advantage, 22,000 points, which is not as big as you think. The song is only 2 minutes in length, so you gotta be a little bit careful for New Zealand.
Yeah. Unlucky start for Septos. I do believe he can probably play this map like any time of the day just because of first map nerfs. Got some misses over there. IDK, as expected, stepping in as the second main player of this week's New Zealand team, which we probably would not expect, but after I see his performance from last week, I think he can actually handle some of these group very well. 99.2%, actually keeping up with most of the Dutch players, but GBG over there, 99.84. That is a fantastic lower bracket score.
Yeah, 100%. And it is going to be even better. Sparks does pick up a combo break, which is leaving New Zealand in quite a precarious position. Ain't got too much going for themselves. Zedox holding a 99% accuracy. 1 miss so far. IDK holding the only full combo. Oh, never mind. IDK no longer holding the full combo. And
us will be trading it though. So there is still 2 FCs left on Netherlands, but I'm gonna say I'm very surprised by GBG's performance on this map. That's absolutely fantastic play from him so far in this map. 3-100, and mind you, this week's map pool is so much harder. Despite this map still being one of the easier in the map pool, it's still a lot more rough compared to last weekend's.
Yeah, 100%. So we're going to the very end, and Netherlands take it home. Without too much of a comeback by New Zealand, we end up with 2 full combos. GBG getting 3 100s and no misses, very nice. Rightfall getting 14 100s, very well respected. And Zedox actually getting 4 misses in 1 block and then getting 3 100s. So that is a very commendable score. But yeah, Netherlands take the breakpoint. Very good opening attack, as they're able to clutch away the point.
That's a really great score from Netherlands, gotta say. I mean, that is a top travelable score from Netherlands. Unexpected performance from Raider, which is known as GBG. Now, there's definitely a pro score. I think that kind of surprised Netherlands as well, that they have a player actually able to keep up with Zapdos. Unlucky break there from Zapdos at the start of the map, but you can see he can definitely play this pool very well.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind as well, for this map pool, and every map pool will be moving forward, we have an extra Nomod. Nomod 6 has been introduced to the pool. Very exciting. We will get to Nomod 6 when it gets selected. But for now, we're going to be moving to a more traditional pick, Nomod 1, Virtual Futural. Very exciting track. I believe it's an original too. Is always nice to see. Fresh out the printing of the OSU original lineups for all of the World Cups.
Mapped by I9, a mapper that always mapped this artist, so a very fitting mapper choice there from the mapping team. Good job. But this map though is also very unlike, because of I9 being a more slightly weirder mapper, very unlike how last week's maps in general, a lot of 1-6 streams and also bursts for players to check on, where last weekend the BPM is higher, but last weekend only has that 1 long streams in 1-6. That could be quite troubling for some players. Most of the maps are very comfortable, but I could not say the same about this map. This is the type of map that you can this is the type of normal one that you can SS close to SS last weekend and completely failed and get a B on this map, especially with a very brutal of HP 8.
Yep. It is a bit tough, but it is a bit standard at this point that we have the OD of about 7. So, I don't know. I mean, HP may be very high, but what matters more is, of course, getting some good accuracy and some good combos. So we'll see how these players fare. Good litmus test for the rest of the teams looking within this matchup. See kind of maybe where they may be standing. Right 4, not standing on 2 feet to start the song, picking up a miss right before the introduction.
It's okay, that would not be the only miss in the entire match, as this map is a lot more difficult compared to last week's and No More Fear as well. We'll not see a borderline 3 SS again from Netherlands, which they did take a bond off Japan last weekend. 2 tiny break at the start for right 4 though. I'm very curious to see how Netherlands play this map actually. I think that determines how short an opponent they will get on can they possibly moving forward to top 12. Because this map is a lot different compared to last weekend No More 1 and suits a lot more with rest of the pool. So yeah, able to play this map, that means you can also play most of the maps in the pool probably.
That is a tremendous miss by IDK, going from a very high 99 down to a 96. Cookie Tree dropping the double S as well and picking up misses with it. It's keeping both teams relatively close with each other. And IDK continuing to pick up a huge stream of drops, but Netherlands can't hold it either. GGB picking up misses, dropping one of the remaining full combos on the Netherlands side. And right 4 also struggling a little bit. Wow.
And Kokichi trading to seal up the entire country break there from Netherlands. This is kind of surprising. Why I'm kind of surprised that Netherlands decided to go for No More in general and ban on HD instead, because IDK is actually not that bad of a No More player. I do believe he can actually keep up with some of the players from New Zealand, but I would say the break pops is definitely Sparks here, where Sparks outperforming, I think, almost everyone's expectations, closing in with Setos, another couple of chain of misses from DDJ and Cookie Tree, and there's no respawn from Netherlands. Only Rightful has recovered to a combo gap, another stream sessions, and could be tripping all players, but everyone in Netherlands has held on wonderfully so far in this map, as IDK slowly recovering his combo, but carried out by both Setos and Sparks, and still leading into the quiet session of the song. It's not over just yet. We still have 25% of the map left.
Yeah, and it's a little bit surprising because New Zealand looking to show some true dominance after getting defeated in the last map. And Netherlands has to try and pull back a little bit here, otherwise they will be also suffering a break point. And I don't know how Netherlands is going to do it. New Zealand looking incredibly solid with their 2 full combos. White 4 dropping a miss there. It was a very minor miss. Recovery on that front.
Bit scared of IDK's performance at the last session, but he's gonna be surviving the stream session just fine. Cookie Tree breaking instead again. Kibichi is the only one standing on strong on Netherlands, and there's no respawn on Septos and Sparks FCs from the Netherlands team, and that is going to be a 2 break points in a row as Netherlands wins No More 2, New Zealand takes back No More 1.
So yeah, there we go. New Zealand clutching up. Zedax and Sparks getting the full combos. And that was pretty much all that was needed. IDK scoring quite comfortably. We didn't get to see the end result there. Looks like he did a lobby refresh. But nevertheless, I don't believe IDK underperformed too far. The 2 full combos were more than enough to carry it. So good work for New Zealand. Keeping things steady, which is now leaving the match up in the air a little bit. What do you do, right? On the one hand, do you just try to continue going on with no mods and like continuing the chaos, or do you want to take a stab at one of the other mods? I don't know.
I'm actually thinking that a bit more of these like speedy style maps would work out well for New Zealand, or even maps such as like No More 5, where I think Sparks can actually keep up with that thoughts. IDK a bit fallen behind, but still able to not get too low score and help them to win the map. I do believe some maps just like either no more 3 and no more 5 would be fine for them, but instead they're gonna go for 3 mod 1. Arguably the easiest map in the pool, not even that hard to mod. There's basically no SV at all in the map. 199 BPM, OD7, after hard rock will be OD10, but mostly about 1.4 to 1/3 and some rollable 1.6, which is like a DDK pattern where you can just like do rolling on your 2 hand. Very comfortable map.
Yeah, and it's a little surprising actually because a lot of the maps have been getting considerable buffs in difficulty now that we've gotten some of the weaker teams out of the event, but Fremont 1 hasn't looked like it's going to be going up by that much, so I am very curious how many mods these teams will be taking on board. Keep in mind, for those tuning in for the first time, of course, free mod is, as it says, free mod. You can choose to go with no mod, hidden, hard rock, or both hidden and hard rock. Extra mods collectively between the sides is helpful if you can pull through to the end, so let's see what these teams will go for.
I do believe we're gonna see hidden hard rock from Zetos, HD from Sparks, hard rock from IDK. On the other side, we probably got mostly hidden players on Netherlands, but again, these players are known to put on a double mod. Rightful especially, DBG as well. Cookie Tree, 200 BPM hidden hard rock is completely fine for Cookie Tree. I can see a 3-way hidden hard rock for Netherlands, but Netherlands but for New Zealand I can only see Zetos putting on a double mod.
Alright, let's see. And yep. Netherlands going all in with hidden hard rock across the board. New Zealand taking a little bit of a backseat. Zedox going with hidden and hard rock, but IDK selecting hard rock, Sparks going with hidden only. So Netherlands with the 2 mod advantage. Let's see if they are able to convert.
I'm actually completely correct for once, so very happy that my genius pick and bring is still on track here. But yeah, that shows that how true. I am kind of winning. I'm on the podium still. Maybe not so much after this week, but we'll see. For now, we can see that the 3 triple mod sets how much easier this map compared to stuff like No Mod 1, the last previous map, and last previous 2 maps. We got a small tiny break from Cookie Tree and Rifle, but it's not gonna matter. Look, they're still extending their lead, even though the other team is full comboing.
Yeah. Sparks with the double S is definitely where you want to be at, especially when you're at the 1 mod. But I think the focus is more on the Netherlands to see if they're able to hold on to their mods. And as I say that, GBG absolutely struggling, losing about 4% of accuracy there. And Cookie, oh god, the whole Netherlands team has picked up misses across the board. Suddenly the pressure has just been a little too much for the Netherlands, and New Zealand is now comfortably in front.
What happened? I'm gonna say what happened to that pattern. DBG was like missing every 5 combo. It was not looking too well for him for a double mod, so I was kind of questioning about his choice on double mod. The other 2 players were doing absolutely just fine, but not as well as Zetos and Sparks either. So this might be too much of an over mod from Netherlands, as we do see that players are probably not used to their 10 AM playing board and kind of struggling reading hidden hard rock at your early morning with the sun shining bright on the screen. And
will he get the full combo? Come on, IDK. He's got it. There we go. So real. Yep. Took quite a beating in the 100 count, getting 85 100s, more than everybody in the lobby. But hey, you don't miss. No problem there. Nice job. Getting the first FC in Taiko World Cup, personally, according to him. So, nice work. But, yep, absolutely looks like a very big case of over-modding by Netherlands. And New Zealand defend their pick. But I think that map in particular, even though there isn't as many like SV changes that we've seen in previous free mod ones, picking up misses in that map it's much harder to actually recover from because it is a generally faster scroll speed. There are random tech bursts that you have to kind of sort out, or at least maybe remember a little bit. Okay, it's maybe here. And if you mix that up quite a bit, you can start suffering quite badly. So,
yeah. I mean, that map, you can kind of just roll out at some of those, like, tag patterns. Kind of surprising over mod there from Netherlands. I think New Zealand, after seeing that, they will go for free mod too. Seeing how Netherlands kind of struggled quite a bit on last weekend. Not last weekend, on this week's free mod 1. Again, free mod 2 being a slightly easier mechanics pick. I can see New Zealand going for that, but not gonna surprise. I'm gonna surprise if Netherlands go for more no mod picks, but instead gonna go for no mod free mod 2 again. They are not afraid.
Yep. Free mod 1, no worries. Let's go with free mod 2. And now time for the complete opposite of what we've just been seeing. So, let's have a look. BPM. Math by Hirake.
Strong. BPM of 170. Even though the song name is BPM, you expect this map has a lot of BPM changes. No, there's only one BPM. However, there is many SB changes in this map. Right from slow, quick, in the ending, mostly streams. But I would say the slow part were featured in this map more.
Yeah, I am not expecting to see 6 hidden hard rocks across the board. Not on a map like this, so... let's see how confident these teams are feeling today. Now, this is not a short song either. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's about your average length. So, making them a mod commitment can be a very big deal. So...
I'm very sure that we will see less mods. Setdoff's probably putting on hard rock, Sparks hidden, and Cookie Tree hidden. Right for DBG probably also hidden as well, so probably 3 versus 2 mods on this map. But I'm not so confident as last map where we saw like 6 mods instead.
Yep.
Okay,
and
actually, hard rock from DBG and Rightfall.
Alright, so everyone dropping down the 1 mod except for IDK, who is going to 0. So Netherlands maintaining a mod advantage, albeit a little slimmer this time. So we have Cookie Tree going with hidden. Sparks going with hidden, no surprises there. IDK playing no mod, and everyone else on hard rock. So prepare for the chaos.
Netherlands are a lot more safe after seeing what happened in last map. I'm not surprised that Setos is going for 1 mod as well. Despite Setos being a very high rank player, he mostly associated as a speed player rather than like a very mod heavy player, so I'm not surprised with 1 single mod. But the no mod player in the board is going to be certain to find a drop and a trade there from right for around 10 seconds after, but IDK is kind of struggling for now.
Yeah, but IDK having no mod is, I guess, as a percentage, the lower player in the team. So I would be watching a lot more of the other modded players, as their scores will have a bigger influence on the final tally when everything's all said and done. Cookie Tree and Sparks picking up some drops. I believe we have both Zedox and BG at a full combo on the same score as well. Look at that, 444,766. At the halfway point, those 2 players leading the lobby, canceling each other out. It's the battle between the seconds and the thirds here, and Netherlands out in front quite considerably. I think,
especially Rightfall with a very early break only, and has been recovering quite a bit to 99% as well. Cookie Tree and Sparks basically trading with each other on the KKD, KK doublets, so basically same scope on those 2, but the difference is all from Rightfall and IDK. Third place difference, but DBG will be not locking, and there's a bit of a chance for New Zealand to come back there, and he's not locking again! Oh my god, he blocked twice in a row, and instantly New Zealand is touching Netherlands back on the map, and once again another break from DBG, he is losing it!
That is absolutely a catastrophe for Netherlands, as DBG goes down to 95%, and nothing really from the New Zealand side in terms of misses. So I think New Zealand has enough momentum heading into this, but this is a very tough finale. Can those three players hold it together? That is the question we're looking for. There are a couple of changes in the SV here, and it's going to affect all of those players on the board.
It's so close, but DPG missing again. I think it gives just right enough lead to New Zealand to hold on free mod 2, and they take it by a tiny margin. A lot of accuracy drop from IDK is not enough to save Netherlands on this map, and Setos with the long FC, long within the field, is gonna help New Zealand to take this point. If I'm New Zealand right now, seeing this performance, I will instantly take no mod 5.
Wow. That is absolutely phenomenal by Zedox, keeping a full combo all together there with 10 100s. And let's see how New Zealand can carry on with this momentum. They are up a break point. They can go hunting on some of the more speculative picks here. Where will New Zealand go?
I think no mod 5 is a pretty good pick after you saw what happened in the last map.
Well,
I honestly don't know.
Nah. Go for speed. Go straight for Lollipop Driver. Okay, well... Okay, no, speed and reading. Yep. Speed and reading. Skip and step.
This map is very speed heavy. 320 BPM heavy.
What?
It's 160 BPM in scroll speed, but that speeds up quite a bit. But in terms of tapping, you can kind of treat it as like a 320 BPM map. There's a lot of 1.8 burst and 1.6 burst in this map that it's very comfortable to just single tap the 160 BPM patterns. We do see Cookie Tree leaving out the Nobi and then Boas joining in instead because it's Hard Rock pick. So you can see Boas, the Hard Rock player from Netherlands, moving in for the Dutchies. New Zealand most likely going to be remaining these three players.
Yeah, this is a very tense moment in the match. We have Netherlands trying to avoid New Zealand running away with it. And they were the favorite to win this matchup too. In fact, so much so, Stream Chat was very confident. 97% channel points was backing Netherlands. So New Zealand as a 33-1 underdog is looking very good right now in the channel market. So, drama ahead, both for the players on the field and for the viewers off the field too.
And not only that, in Pick'ems, only one person has predicted New Zealand will win.
What? Only one?
Only one person.
Okay, I guess this... Oh man, the Pick'em competition may be upset with quite a turmoil if New Zealand takes it home. But, yeah, let's see how we go. Hard work won.
However, I think New Zealand has a very rough battle though, because, again, they are kind of short in members, honestly, in this pool in general. So I'm not too sure how are they gonna respawn in some of these, like, modded picks. Quite frankly, this map still plays not super like a Hard Rock pick. There's still some like very skill cap heavy patterns throughout the entire map. Again, kind of can play like 320 BPM.
Alright, well, let's go. Everyone clearing that introduction. And IDK, the first player to pick up a drop there. Going down to 93%. Sparks following right after as well. And New Zealand struggling quite a bit out the gate. Netherlands looking incredibly solid. IDK and GBG trades. And
after the first map, PPG is kind of losing it, probably because of the 10 AM debuff here. missing on very unexpected patterns once again, kind of missing on just comfy patterns. Thankfully, Sparks traded in the hard patterns, but it's looking like EBG is just not handling comfortably in this match at all. Another trade there for these two players, but that's not going to mean anything as the rest of the 4 players battle in the remaining of the combo field.
Yeah. So, let's see. We're going to the finale here. And GBG picking up some misses. It's giving Netherlands a little bit of wriggle room, but they still got 40,000 to climb back, and it is climbing back fast, as every miss is now devastating here. Ryan also picked up a miss earlier as well. And Boaz, the last player on a full combo, has dropped it big at the very end here. And Zedox, the only player still standing, trying to take it home.
Oh my god, this last session! There's a couple of accuracy drops from Sparks and IDK, but the trader in with misses from GBG and Boaz, and Setos once again with the FC claims it away for New Zealand. And
wow.
Oh my god, 4-1.
Carrying that ending, what was very, very likely for New Zealand to drop the point there if Zedox was unable to hold there, but he has done it, and look at that. Phenomenal score. 17-100s, holding strong, getting New Zealand 2 points away from victory. And that was a little scary because the Netherlands had a last-second resurgence, but it was incredibly short-lived. And like a knight in shiny armor, Zedox cleared the way for the point. So, very good day for New Zealand so far. Where do we go from here? Absolute cinema to start this weekend. You know, Cookie Tree wants a timeout. Yep. That is a very respectable timeout.
Honestly, you look at every map so far, you can see Netherlands were basically winning every map, and then they just kind of lost it after the second half.
Well,
and
we'll see.
It's not even missing on the hard part. It just seems like some of the members were just feeling tired on the map because of 10 AM the buff. And I think this timer from Cookie Tree, he realized there's a problem here, and they need to stop them from bleeding. Like, they just lose 2 to 3 very possible to win maps. And
while they
go ahead.
Sorry. And while they need a momentum shift in the matchup, we need a momentum shift over at the Osu store. Ladies and gentlemen, banners are still up and running. If you have not purchased yet for this year's Taiko World Cup, you can go ahead. I think it's $2.50 USD. Support your favorite team or literally any team you want. And of course, you can keep the banner of the winning team if you make it through and they emerge as the champions. Bonus points if it's not the current 11-time champions, Japan. So, very, very exciting time to do that while they're on a little tactical timeout. So, where did the Netherlands actually go? I would want to... What would I want to see? I would want to see a No Mod 3. That's what I would want to see. I mean, Netherlands has... I know.
I don't think they would apply that now because of how GBG is currently feeling in the entire match. I think they should just like completely swap their approach. They are basically winning almost every map, and then at the end they kind of just not feeling it, and then suddenly just lost it. And by then, I guess they kind of need to switch their tactics completely and go for something that is just a lot more safe in general that all rest of their 3 members can kind of play. And let GBG probably rest a bit of like 1 to 2 maps, and after filling it, and then he can start playing again. I think that would be a lot more helpful to Netherlands teams in general. And by then, I think the maps they should go for probably like No Mod 4 or DT2, where I do believe they do at least have like 3 to 4 players they can play it. So we do see No Mod 4 being their next pick.
You wouldn't download a bird, would you?
I would not. That's why I am struggling in this map.
He doesn't get the meme. He doesn't
get
the meme.
I don't get the meme. I do not get the meme.
He doesn't. Oh, that's unfortunate. Don't worry, I'm going to do that with all the other commentators, and then I'll tell you at the end of the week. But
Okay.
But in the meanwhile, you want to download a bird being selected gimmick map. Very spicy.
It's not your regular gimmick map. It's not your regular gimmick map though. There's a lot of 1.6 and 1.8 bursts throughout the entire map. 157 BPM, so there's some like 300 BPM bursts throughout the entire map. It's easy to find misses left and right. However, there's also some SVs throughout the map, and there's SVs at the last 20% where they completely hide the snap pics.
Yep.
And those are the hot part.
Alright, apparently there are some players who are downloading the map as we speak. Apparently the lobby would download a bird, after all. Yep. Oh, man. Let's see. So, Xenox and Sparks playing every map so far. IDK playing the majority, I think. I think he did sub out for one of the maps.
IDK will play most of the maps. I'm very sure that he will.
Right 4 has been stepping in the whole time. Cookie Tree's been playing the majority of them as well. And Boaz stepping in, looking to keep momentum going following the last map.
Currently, I think Netherlands is basically down one member. I think they are on Cookie Tree, Boaz, Right 4, Structure Isa, and High Palo. High Palo probably will come in for some like HD reading maps where all the HD maps are banned. So they are basically stuck with these roster. Cookie Tree, Boaz, Right 4. Striker will probably come in for some speedier maps. But the rest, it's gonna be
IDK is still here. Yeah, we got an MP abort coming in. The map never started. I guess Bancho wouldn't download a bird either. I mean, what can I say? They wouldn't even want to download the footage of these teams playing. Yep. So we're gonna have a reboot there.
Yeah, I think IDK just got a bit of bench load issue. Honestly, this is a very good pick from Netherlands. New Zealand probably has 2 players who can play this map, and IDK would, good luck. I think if he did play a lot, like practice a lot for the entire weekend, I can see him getting like an 800k. However, if he gets higher than 800k, like 900, I would definitely be super surprised. Like, from what I know about this player doesn't really touch SBs and gimmick at all. And I think 600k is more the realistic approach. And Netherlands again just need to not suddenly fumble super high at the end of the match. I think they got this pick.
All right, second time the charm for the tourney client after removing all the piracy on the client stream. We are underway with Nomad 4. So, very nice start. It will get a lot worse than this, though.
I'm gonna interested to see how Boaz played this map as well, because I don't think Boaz expected to play this map, but because of current situation right now, he is forced to kind of play this map. So we might see a bit of a drop from here as well.
Boaz picking up the first miss in the lobby, but IDK struggling on the 100 count at 92%. And now picking up misses along with it. And Netherlands is going to be out in front to start with. Cookie Tree leading the lobby at 99.7 on the top left over there. Looking quite good, especially in this slow section. And we see 3 players picking up misses there.
Actually 2. Right 4 is doing quite fine as well. Still with the 99.1. You can see Boaz is kind of being the one who forced to sub in, but because of IDK struggling to act this map in general, and even the slow session is giving quite a bit of a lead to Netherlands. But there comes a hot session there. Sparks miss kind of saved Netherlands as there's a 2 gigantic break there from Netherlands. Cookie Tree and Setos again versusing against each
Yep.
other. Here comes the slow sessions.
And now only 3,000 points separating these two teams in this absolute quiet section. It is incredibly tense. Leading the tension right now is between Cookie Tree and Zadox. Both of those players are still on full combos. Cookie Tree with an accuracy advantage, so is keeping Netherlands in the fight. But IDK and Boaz has been picking up some very considerable misses, and I expect those misses to continue through here. But it is incredibly even all around the board.
Yeah, it's just IDK losing accuracy on the SV session Negociatos, and that is a perfect timing for Netherlands. They have chance to completely run away from this now. IDK, they're still holding on the combo there, but he's losing accuracy in the slow sessions. Cookie Tree finding a break is actually really close, but IDK misses on the slow sessions. Now the combo advantage is all in favor of Netherlands. It's tiny bit in favor of Netherlands, but it could be the saving grace here for the Dutchies, and they finally, after the no more 2, very
there's still a bit more to go. There's still more to go. IDK is picking up a miss there, but Rightful holding a nice combo. Boaz also holding a good combo at the 600 mark. But
this. Yeah,
it's this is the end of the song. Yeah, it's a very straightforward finish. And Netherlands clutching a point. That break was well timed to mentally reset, and I think that's going to help them try to get a little bit of momentum back. But look at that. Across the board, Cookie Tree getting the top score in the lobby. Yep, 3 misses and 12 100s. Rightful, actually everybody getting A ranks, even though both Boaz and IDK were picking up a considerable amount of 100s, was struggling to find some consistent timing, but they both do play their marks in contributing to their teams. So Netherlands successfully downloaded the bird over on their side of the board. They got the W.
Almost a pretty decent performance there from IDK. Like I mentioned, if he practiced the entire week, he'll get an 800k, and it seems like he did his homework and he tried his best. Unfortunately, they are still just a little bit off against the Dutchies. Even though Netherlands, I would say they definitely swapped their third member on this map. But in this, I would say emergency situation, they have no choice. And we do see New Zealand go on Nomad 6.
Ooh, okay, Nomad 6. Very exciting. We haven't seen Nomad 6 yet in this tournament. It is the first week we are introducing it. Usually is speed tech, so kind of like the polar opposite of Nomad 2, where the song is much faster, but still presents some tough snap changes, and the frequency of switching between 1.6s and 1.4s are at a much higher pace. So, can be a little burst heavy too at times. Definitely do get a wider mix-up in song tracks in this slot. And it is this sort of shift that New Zealand is looking for to try and get themselves onto the match point to upset the tournament expectations.
We do see GB back because Netherlands don't have 4 players on this map. I'm pretty sure the Cookie Tree cannot handle this map at all because of how many speed bursts it requires. So GBG will be back on this map. He has, after the No More 2 performance, he was kind of shaky for most of the match. Hopefully after that one map break, he can finally come back as the buff for him is gone.
Well, we'll see. New Zealand, for their part, haven't really done any substitutions. So all it takes is finding one weakness on one of these players, and you can get yourself an opening. And I think that flexibility that Netherlands have is helping them stay in this fight. It's definitely gotten them 2 points, but can they get more out of it? That remains to be seen. So, it's a very normal start. Just a little bit of the taste of the action that is to come in. GBG picking up the first miss for the Netherlands.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm feeling so nervous for DBG. Again, he should be completely fine, but right now I think he's kind of getting a bit of the buff. A bit of choke there from right 4 as well, giving New Zealand the lead as they do have 3 players with FC so far. There are gonna be some slower SW sessions that I think will trip up both IDK and possibly some speed that will also trip up Sparks, but right now DBG and right 4 are just not holding it, and oh no, Netherlands is lost, and only Boas has any sort of
New Zealand on full combos. Yep. IDK and Sparks at the 97% range, which isn't the highest full combos in the world, but it is more than enough right now. And their combo advantage just continues to keep growing, and it's going to give New Zealand a comfortable buffer should things spiral in the last quarter here. But when you're up 100,000 points, I wouldn't be surprised if New Zealand takes a little bit of a breather when seeing that. So
this is why I'm surprised that Netherlands did not ban this pick. I can see New Zealand having 2.5 players on this map, and they are even surprising me with 3 FC still. Okay, down 1 as Sparks drop. Right 4 training, but it's not gonna matter. Like I mentioned, IDK is actually really strong at these type of maps, but the slow sessions is gonna hit the New Zealand team quite a bit, but it's not gonna matter as the slow sessions were just too late for Netherlands to come back. And match point for New Zealand.
Alright, New Zealand 1 away from victory. The Pickham's community on life support as one player is on the verge of a huge upset in calling this matchup. Netherlands for that Boas for Netherlands part getting a full combo 4100s, and is very nice to see. Not the top score in the lobby as Zedox does out accuracy Boas with 10 100s and 3 misses, but Netherlands going for Nomod 5.
Yeah, I think they're just doing the strategy of making DBG not playing most of the maps, possibly. No mod 5 here. Lovemaker is a lot of streams, and I'm not too sure how many players can play this map. Onet or DBG will still play this map.
Alright, so let's see what the Netherlands have planned. No mod 5, an interesting choice. Lovemaker, very stream heavy. So much so, it's a stream baker. Well, we're going to find out in a minute if it's a stream baker or a team baker. Because if Netherlands loses this, they are out of the tournament. So, little bit of pressure on their part.
This is not your regular type of stream map. This stream map is probably one of the hardest stream map I've ever seen in a tournament in a long time. There are 205 BPM with actually toxic patterns.
3 minutes and 44 seconds. Yeah, this is wow, this is actually a very long map too, so
yes.
Stamina, I would probably say the first proper test of stamina.
It's not even just stamina, the patterns are just so hard to play on this map. Like, it's so easy to drop so many misses, especially the last stream. We can see someone getting 100 nook lock in the last stream, and that's how insane this map is.
Yeah, just two very long streams for 40 seconds. Yep. Why not? Just because it's just there.
I do see Cookie Tree swapping back in for Boas because Cookie Tree is actually a stream enjoyer. He probably loves playing these sort of maps. He plays these maps like any time of the week. This is definitely up his A game here.
But hey, it is a skill set that Cookie Tree is going to be relying on this pick. So let's see how these teams go. Netherlands looking to rock the world in the lower bracket. Netherlands holding on for dear life. What will happen?
See them pulling again every year. They just did this. They just pull like one of the biggest upset And again, they are already 1 foot in the biggest upset so far in this tournament. First miss from IDK.
Zedox with the double S. Very nice. Unfortunately, it only means about 100 points. Oh, sorry, 1,000 points. Since GBG is very close behind, and so is Cookie Tree. Oh,
and instantly dropped it.
Yeah.
After you mentioned that name.
Look, the Kantan section is the hardest section of the song. Come on, we all know this. What can I say? It's very hard.
But yeah, final break. Now, Kokichi trading back in, but still 2 FCs to 1. So a bit of a favor towards Netherlands.
Yeah, chain misses are a major threat in this matchup. So IDK picking up 2 bursts worth of misses. Cookie Tree did have a slip up, but did make a very nice recovery. Sparks also dropping a little bit earlier in the stream. Halfway through, Netherlands is doing what needs to be done. GBG and right 4 on that full combo. Right where they need to be. And some very high accuracies to boot.
Yeah, Zapdos right now is holding together for New Zealand, but they are facing 3 absolutely insane accuracy from Netherlands. A bit of a weird drop from right 4 on the not so difficult part.
Good recovery, good recovery. But here we go. The build-up is happening. It is round 2, and Sparks picking up a huge drop there. Down to 98.4%. But Zedox is trying to keep it together. Running at 1 or 2 100s? Full combo?
That's a 1-100 play. That's 1-100 play so far from Zapdos. And he hold it in the last part though, because it's gonna be a very difficult section right after this.
GBG does drop as well. So no full combos left on the Netherlands side.
All FCs from Netherlands has to be clean. Cookie Tree is on 1-100.
I refuse to believe they missed. No, I refuse to believe they all missed.
No, that's a lag. I don't think they missed.
No, that's Bancho lag if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that's definitely a Bancho lag.
Here we go. Yep, Zedox is back.
Alright, here comes the difficult stream. First one fine break is right 4. IDK trading it by a tiny bit bigger break, but the last stream is the most difficult one. And here it comes. Hardest SV, hardest session, hardest pattern. Sparks 4th, IDK 4th, right 4 as well. GBG and Cookie Tree still holding on, and there goes Zapdos as well. Netherlands is holding it together, and that's basically it. I don't see it going back to New Zealand, and that's it. But there are 2 players survives the hardest part of the map, GBG and Cookie Tree. And Cookie Tree with only 2 missed 1-100s. What a fantastic accuracy. We say Steam Baker for this map. We also see a Stream Enjoyer on the Netherlands team. And there goes a 3rd point. Save themselves from the loser bracket, but they have 2 more picks left.
Okay, very unfortunate for Zedox there. Was really hoping to try and clutch up a huge score, but wasn't able to do so. Last section, very, very hard. But New Zealand's had enough. They do not want to see this madness go on any longer. So they decided to go down to their local store and pick up a lollipop driver, which is the fastest lollipops in the pool. I assume it's 146 double. I think that's fairly safe to say. Yep, we're gonna go with that. It's not 146, guys, I swear.
Yeah, it's 290. 292.
292, yeah. So, you know, enjoy the 200s, because next week we'll probably be at over 300. Yep, I think that's fairly safe to say. But will Netherlands be there to see it?
There's a lot of 1/3 throughout the map and finishers patterns. Most of the patterns of this map is a lot comfortable to roll them if you're a rolling speed single tap player. So it's not your most difficult 292 BPM, and the DDD KKKD pattern is a lot more introduced, a lot more comfy compared to the Route 32 No More Free. So the patterns of this map is comfortable, but some of these finisher patterns is easy to find breaks, and there's also one pick slider that we can see player just miss on them.
Yeah. So we're going to be seeing kind of the same players that we've been looking at all night over here. So can Netherlands survive this? This is going to be tough. I don't know. I really don't know, because Sparks and Zedox have been looking quite good on some of the faster maps. Does Netherlands have two players that can compete? Don't know. But
they usually do, but I think Netherlands' moment right now, it's not that they don't have players who can go up against the New Zealand team. It's more like they are not fully wake up by the 10 a.m. moment for now. Like you can see this lineup, KBG, Boaz, and Rightful. I think there's a better lineup than New Zealand's roster, where Sparks usually not the best speed player.
Well,
but he's making up for it on No More 6 and No More 2 so far.
Alright. IDK did slip at the startup, trying to get into the timing of the song. But yeah, look at those bursts going in nice and quick. Boaz, Sparks picking up. This is Right4 picking them as well. Zedox on the double S. Absolutely fire performance by him to kick things off. KBG holding it back from being anything spectacular in terms of the scoring at 99.9%. IDK recovering after the early start.
Boaz missed on the slider. IDK almost missed on the slider, but he survives it. That's a
Bancho miss.
Break from Zedox. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Bancho.
We got a bit of a break session here for now. And there's not much density for players on the New Zealand team to miss. So there's going to be a part where players should build their combo.
Well, we'll see. Sparks does pick up a big miss there. And the lead's cut in half, down to 20,000, and is shrinking as the 100s continue to roll right in. But a nice slow section for a reset here. But watch out, those finishes are a little faster than you may be anticipating. And Netherlands clawing it back.
Like I mentioned, Sparks is a bit weaker on the speedier skill sets. It's all eyes on him versus Boaz on the last part, and their scores are so close. It's literally all their score difference. Last part was the first one to find a drop, and there goes Right4 as well. Zetox and IDK still holding it. We still have a difficult pattern. They're gonna claim to Right4. GBG is back with 99.6, trying to hold up against Zetox, but there's just no second play for Netherlands. They need breaks from New Zealand right now to come back from this. 30,000 points, and they're going in. Last part of the map. That's a bit of a break by IDK, and Client is not showing us a bit of break from Sparks as well. I think there's an actual break. There's chance for Netherlands to come back. It's only 2,000 points difference. 4-digit score difference. Another break from IDK, and instantly swaps to the Netherlands. And oh my god, I think Netherlands take it back right at the ending. And that's it. It's gonna be a 4th point for Netherlands. Oh my god.
That is a very nice performance by both Zedox and GBG. In the midst of all the chaos we're watching down below, both of them got full combos. And that was incredibly critical, probably even more critical than anything in this entire field, because denying the other strong player a massive advantage was probably what made all the difference. I mean, look at the score difference just between those two alone and everyone else, at least 80,000 points. I think those two really set the tone for how much pressure was needed by Netherlands to hold through on that pick. And they have done it. Netherlands has managed to clutch up and keep their chances alive for yet another pick, which was a breakpoint, by the way, too. And Netherlands now gets the final say. It's 4-5. What do you want to do? Do you want to take your chances on speedy Hard Rock? Or do you want to touch double time, which Netherlands has not been happy about? So, you know, Netherlands rising up a little bit. You know,
I think
they try.
Both DT is a choice. Both DT is a choice because IDK actually does not have like a good accuracy on DT2. That's why they usually swap out to Ali to play DT2 instead. So I think that's actually a possible to play map or both double time map. And Hard Rock 2, do you want to risk it?
Well, let's see. Netherlands, and here's the thing, Netherlands used their attack timeout, so they have to make the decision quick. Luckily, there isn't much to choose from And Double Time 2 getting selected. And you know what? I actually agree with this pick. I agree with it. You just won on speed. Why don't you uppercut New Zealand with the closest map you can think of, and that is speed Double Time. It's actually very similar in beats per minute too, so very scary. Very scary.
It's a lot smaller. There's a lot slower. It's around 250 BPM. So that's why we see Ali instead of IDK. Where Ali is a really good accuracy player, but he sees 1-4, he sees 1-6, he will quit the map usually. Like he would not play for the team when there's 1-6. So, but these sort of maps such as like DP2, he can actually hold an amazing accuracy, possibly even better than some of the main players on New Zealand team. So he's kind of a secret weapon for New Zealand.
So, a very big moment between these two teams. Netherlands trying to clutch it and crawl back into the match, going through thick and thin, crawling through just about everything except for glass to get to this point. And now Double Time 2 is the only thing that is standing between them and a 5-5 result. So, yeah, chat's going absolutely wild on this too. On the turn of events, especially that we saw at the end of that last map.
It's also kind of around. I would say can Boas act this map? If Boas can act this map, I can see Netherlands winning this by quite a comfy margin. But if he can't, I'm actually not too sure. There's few long streams in this map that is easy to cause mixes, but personally, this is one of the easiest maps of the pool on compared to maps such as like 3mod1.
All right, here we go. So Arlie trying to step in for IDK at the moment that New Zealand may need it the most, trying to deny Netherlands this tiebreaker. But yeah, Netherlands, even if Netherlands goes down, you will 100% say they went down swinging, especially off the back of that last performance. But can Netherlands take it further?
Like I mentioned, Ali should be completely fine in terms of acting this map. It's just he might find some misses and
Sparks.
It's gonna be Sparks instead.
Yep.
Oh no!
That's a big drop by Sparks at the start there, giving Netherlands a little bit of life support, which is definitely a much welcome start. And Arlie also dropping, leaving Zedox the only player on the New Zealand side up and alone on a double S. Zedox trying to keep New Zealand in together, but the Netherlands just always having JBG to try and deny much of the impact, as JBG getting a full combo, a little bit behind on the accuracy, 99.6, but is more than enough to leave Netherlands seconds and thirds to try and take an advantage here. So, where do New Zealand go? They have to only go forward. There is no choice.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, Ali has a really good accuracy, but he just missed again. And there's two players on Netherlands with a fantastic score. Boas is doing as much supporting as he needs, and he's also beating us back. So it's looking unstoppable for Netherlands. And we might force a tiebreaker finally on our first match of the weekend.
Yeah. So Netherlands up 100,000 points, but JBG picks up a miss, and that's actually a very big miss. But Zedox is actually now given a chance to try and shine. Look at how strong his score is, giving New Zealand a little bit of hope in a sea of despair. But Netherlands is going strong.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough. And
beats.
Oh wait, JBG picks up a miss.
Wait!
Not enough.
Oh
not
my
enough,
god! Ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing a tiebreaker on our first match between Netherlands and New Zealand. 17th seed against 22nd seed. 100 of them Satos trying to enforce no TB on this match, but Netherlands sets no, and they will be taking the final 5th point. Come back from a 2-5 situation.
All right, Dead Air, our one of our originals for this tournament in this week. Nice way to see it too, being shown right at the start, right in a very key moment in this matchup, as New Zealand fans, many of them who have been supporting them through and through throughout this tournament, trying to see a way to victory after having such a comfortable start and just not finding a conversion. And this is the only road ahead to try and take this to the end. Well, grab your food, grab your waters, and grab your oxygens, because one of these teams is about to run out of air, and don't want it to be you. So
yeah, this map, I'm not too sure how strong New Zealand is on this map, and Netherlands will have these three again for us, ABG and Right 4, most likely.
Fox asking for a timeout, understandable. Good time to do so. So much so the whole New Zealand leaves too, as they deliberate on this pick. Who's going to come in?
This map is completely different compared to the rest of the pool, if I'm gonna be real. We have a 172 BPM burst tag, which is usually your No Mod 2 spot, but this week's No Mod 2 is a speed swing tag. So there's literally like no map is similar to this. They're a bit of a weird offhand session that you need to listen to the music, because they are a mono type of stream and then an offhand. And if this is your first time playing the map, you will miss. And if you're a bongo player like IDK and Boaz, you might find breaks as well on those mono stream.
Well, let's find out who is jumping in the battlefield. Everyone's leaving to check off a few things. And you know what? Fair enough. This is the tiebreaker, and a very critical one, because one of these teams will be going home. Loser is out. And we're about to see potentially a huge disappointment in the pick'ems for a lot of players. So New Zealand hoping to try and make the airwaves as they look to bring this home.
With a fantastic song as well, with an original storyboard. So guys, definitely do take a look at the storyboard of this map. It's very high quality. Thanks for all the people involved, and especially Super for the song, Dead Air, Yakiko, and N-Wolf for this map as well. But of course, thanks to the artists for creating such a masterpiece for this week's quarterfinals tiebreaker. Even though the song is slightly bit chill, anticlimactic, but still, it's a really, it's like a horror spooking in on your heart while you're playing the map.
Well,
you need O2 after, as the song said.
Let's find out who is stepping in, who is suited up and ready for action. It looks like we're going to be seeing BG, Wright, Boaz for the Netherlands. And for New Zealand, we're going to be looking at Sparks, IDK, and I suspect Zedox, given how strong Zedox has been playing. Yep. All right.
It's gonna be these three.
The stage is set.
Shut love.
You know, it is a very high altitude up here in this quarterfinals tiebreaker. You know, there ain't enough to go around. So one of these teams is gonna fall off the mountain, and the other is going to continue pressing on. Who will it be? Let's find out.
I can see Zedox doing a little bit of a solo man carry. It's not the super high chance because it's not the type of map he's fantastic at. But I do believe he can still FC the map. Not too sure about the Dutch team and rest of the New Zealand team. I would say eyes on IDK, Sparks, Boaz. I would say these three players are the main deciding
Okay,
outcome of the match.
IDK going with the reverse choke. Yep. Very smart to do. I mean, this is a 6-minute song, right? You know, why worry about full combo when you can just ignore it? Yep. You know, it's only a few hundred points. Not going to mean much at the end, surely.
He also did say he did not practice this map a lot, so I am worried about some of the offhands.
Yeah, Jabiji did pick up a bit of misses there. Let's find out. There's definitely going to be some players that may have been caught off guard and didn't prepare for this.
I think.
Shut love.
Let's see.
Sparks, IDK
instantly.
picking up some huge drops there. Netherlands looking good to begin with.
Like I mentioned, I think eyes are on Sparks, IDK, and Boas. I'm pretty sure the New Zealand players may be a bit capped on this map.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Oh, there goes the entire New Zealand team.
Yeah, New Zealand looking down a very early right 4, leading the charge at 99%. The last player in the lobby with a full combo. That is impressive.
Yeah, right for the upcoming player. Well, not exactly upcoming player for New Zealand team, but I guess I would say he's kind of a bit underrated in that sense that he's actually really good at this game. Everyone misses outside of him again on the hard session again. That will be a bit of hand session where you do see a bit of drop from PBG as well, so the set dots, and there goes right for finally. So there was a bit of a hope for New Zealand, but once again IDK completely locks again and gives it back to Netherlands.
And right 4, after having such a huge start, has now fallen below Zedox. And Jabiji now as well, picking up some big misses. New Zealand is not out of this. Don't count them out yet. Everyone is struggling for a combo here. In fact, everyone's been reset. So, Netherlands looking up, but how up are they really? I don't know. I mean,
offhand patterns completely look like the Netherlands. It was looking like uncomebackable, and then suddenly the 6-digit scoreline drops to 40,000 in just 5 seconds. I instantly went question mark when I saw that this slow sessions once again has been a nightmare for New Zealand team. So does No More 6. It's going to be claiming both IDK and Setdos. So the first one to find drop after the completely lobby reset. BBG as well. So Sparks, right for Boas on the pseudo
MC.
MC.
The tension. Netherlands sees they're in front, but they're not up by much. Everyone having A's ranks except for IDK, who's holding a B. So this is a big moment because Zedox, once again, Zedox has consistently been trying to push New Zealand to the top, trying to shine, but there's always somebody from the Netherlands that's offsetting him every time. It used to be Jabiji for the majority of the match, but in this case, it's Right 4, who is still leading off the back of that incredibly good combo at the start of the map. And here we go. Right 4 picking up the first misses. Zedox right after trading.
Pseudo FC, only Boas is Sparks' love. IDK and DBG also recover back. Here's a bit of a quicker SV sessions. It's going to benefit New Zealand in general, but IDK once again found a break with Right 4. A bit of a combo drop there from DBG and Right 4. Once again, the lead is closing in. There's a bit of a chance for New Zealand. Sparks missed, kind of traded back though, but there's 2 players break again for New Zealand. Only one with 3-digit combo is Santos. Right 4 slowly coming back as well, but there's just too many misses from left and right. It's a spectacle in the last spot.
And Zedox is leading the charge. Look at that, 450 nodes. He's the only player that's keeping this up, but it's not being helpful. Yeah, it is not there for much longer. But the score is closing in, so the work is there. It's just not decisive. There still needs a few more errors from the Netherlands side as the lead shrinks down to its closest 10,000 points and rapidly shrinking.
There's still one more tag session left, even though the song is again a bit anticlimactic. A bit of a drop from Gibby and Boas is slowly going back to New Zealand. It's 3,000 points. It's so close.
Crawl it to the
end. So close.
And it's neck and neck. It is flipping. as we get down
It
to the
flips
final
to New
few
Zealand.
notes, and New
Last
Zealand
Oh my god!
absolutely does it. They have sent the tournament by storm off the back of that victory, winning by only 2,985 points. And it is so traumatic. Bancho can't even load up the scores for everybody, except for IDK. So, looking at the majority of those final scores coming in, a phenomenal finish to what has been a crazy matchup between these two teams. And Netherlands going to be exiting this tournament, but not going to be exiting with their heads down low. That is just absolutely phenomenal performance there by both of those teams. Pickens and Shambles, the one guy that backed New Zealand, gets all of the glory. Yeah, an absolutely crazy result too. So, GG, well played. This is a beautiful start to the weekend, and hopefully we get to see some more action coming up as New Zealand progresses on to the next conditional matchup.
I don't think anyone has expected that match. Like, oh my god. 97%.
Yep.
There's one player, one Pickham player who predicted New Zealand will win. And once again, it's not the first time they've done it, and they'll do it again. New Zealand, it's here. Sparks, Ali, Blue Jay, Bertrus, IDK, and Setnos. You will be moving forward to top 16s of this year's Osu Taiko World Cup 2025. Despite IDK saying that they did not prepare the tiebreaker, they still did it because I don't think they expect they will win this match, but oh my god, they gifted them one of their money.
And what is even crazier is that New Zealand is going to be facing the winner of this next matchup between Australia and France. Australia entering into the losers after getting a very tight matchup with Malaysia last week, and France, who is progressing on. Two of these teams are going to clash. It's going to be a doozy, and that's going to kick off at 10:30 UTC, so in just over an hour. So
and that would decide who will be facing New Zealand. We might see the Oceania battle between Australia and New Zealand, because Australia, one of the best teams in the lower bracket so far, it's looking like they will swoop the entire lowest bracket until possibly the second match of the semi-finals. But for now, we will see how they match up against France, which again, a little bit sleeping titan. They also got top 12 with a pretty similar team last year, but now they're facing a lot rougher opponents like Australia. Can they pick back up against their slack and possibly upset Australia in an hour? Definitely come back.
Yeah,
that was a fun,
and of course
that was a crazy match beat.
It was, but not as crazy as the banners that are available. If you haven't picked one yet, go and get one. You still got a few weeks left. Definitely want to show some support. Maybe after watching a phenomenal tiebreaker, feel free to do so. But for now, we're going to be retreating. We'll be back in about just over an hour for this next matchup with a lot of high hopes for yet an equally exciting matchup. So stay tuned, everybody, as the Osu Taiko World Cup 2025 quarterfinals kicks off.